Ugh. I didn't want to watch that match. Loads and loads of people are going to hate this video, I'm sure, because I'm possibly going to be quite negative about this. We've been promoted. It's been one of the best weeks I've ever had as a Sheffield United fan, and I'm about to be really, really negative. It's crazy, isn't it? But that was just not a very good game to watch. Not a very good game at all. We've just gone and lost 1-0 away at Huddersfield when we should have really been out of sight in the first half. We just did not take our chances. We created some decent chances in the first half. Second half was woeful, to say the least. Now, I've written in the title, Warnock Hoodwinks Heckey, but actually thinking about it, I don't think that's true. I just think we weren't very good, to be perfectly honest. I think Hecky's decision to take off Illiman and Jebo, I don't think Jebo had a great game, to be honest. He didn't have a good game. But bringing off Illiman and bringing off a striker with pace, yeah, we're always going to struggle if we're not creating chances for the two strikers when they come on, because Billy and Ollie Mack do not have the pace, that Jebo has. So anyway, let's start from scratch, shall we? The team, yeah, it was kind of what I expected. I think Jebo deserved his start after how good he was coming off the bench against Preston with those two goals, but two assists, sorry. But they might as well have been his two goals, because his two assists were absolutely magical. Great ball into Illiman and a lovely back heel to Fleck. But that is when defenders are tired. And yeah, I don't know if he got bullied today or whether it just wasn't sticking up front. But saying that, early on in that first half, there were so many spaces. There were so many spaces in between the defense and the midfield, in behind the defense. It felt like a 3-mile wide pitch, because we were breaking the lines really, really easy with Sander and James McAtee. And before I get into talking about the first chance that we got, the rest of the team, let's just bring it up for a second. I called the goalkeeper and defense. I called that. It's what I kind of expected. However, Max Lowe did go off early with an injury, which that's not great. That's not great for us. But there is only one game left, so hopefully Ender plays there in the next game, and Max Lowe is fit for next season if we don't replace him with anyone new. Norwood and Berger, yeah, I kind of expected it. I'd like to have seen Doyle in there, but kind of expected it. McAtee, I didn't expect McAtee to play in this game, actually, to be fair. And then Illiman and Jebo, yeah, it's kind of what I expected, to be fair, kind of what I expected. But yeah, let's get into that first kind of 7 minutes, I think it was. Yeah, 7th minute. George Baldock plays in a lovely ball in behind to Jebo. Like I said, there were massive, massive gaps between their goalkeeper and defence to midfield. And Jebo got in behind. He's had this chance a few times this season. He took it really well against Millwall. It was a bit closer in, and Lee Nichols is a fantastic goalkeeper. But he comes out, just makes himself big. But Jebo's shot is dreadful. Straight at him, side foot, straight at his chest. It's got to be low. It's got to be low, round him, through his legs, something like that. But it's side-footed, straight at his chest with not a lot of pace behind it, to be fair. So, yeah, a really, really well-worked move that Jebo just could not finish. On the 28th minute, Baldock gets the ball on the right-hand side. Their defender slides in. He manages to keep it away from him. He stands the ball up beautifully, but their defender just jumps in front of Jebo. I think it puts him off a little bit, and he heads it high. No, not high and wide, just high. Just high, very, very high. And it wasn't very, it was a bit of a drifter, and then there was one more. Yes, 35th minute, Sander Berger gets a lovely cross in on that left-hand side. But just Jebo tries to do everything to get something on that ball, and he just flicks it past the post. Nowhere near the goal, to be perfectly honest. But it's a very, very well worked opportunity that Sander puts into the box. Really, really good work from Sander. But unfortunately, Jebo couldn't hit the target. That's 3 chances for Jebo. I'd at least expect him to take one, probably the first one, the one-on-one. But that is in the 7th minute. And again, like the Man City game, which was frustrating, that the very first really, really good chance that we get is our best chance of the game. It's so annoying. I hate it when that happens. It happened a lot in the Premier League in the first season. You don't take that, second season. You don't take that really early chance and then it comes back to bite you on the bum. You end up losing the game and you don't create another chance anywhere near as good as that. I've written down here that in the first half, the Blades absolutely bossed the play from start to finish in that first half. I don't think Huddersfield got anywhere near Wes. I certainly don't think they had a shot. And I'm like, this is crap. This is rubbish. This, like, you expect a team like Huddersfield, they need a point to stay up, and they're not even trying to get near our goal. Eventually, we're going to find a way through, and they're going to have to try and come back into it. Little did I know that we were going to come out in that second half absolutely dreadful. And Hecky made a change, I think, 7 minutes into that second half. 7 minutes. So just take him off at half time. Like, what's that 7 minutes going to do? And he brought off Jebo, he brought off Illiman. And after that, we just had no kind of link between the midfield and the strikers. Billy had nothing to feed off. It wasn't Ollie's best game when he came on. Ollie McBurney held it up a little bit, played it off to the midfielders. After that, they just absolutely just had banks of 10. It seemed like they had 2 banks of 10. But in the 58th minute, to be fair, before that, they had a good chance as well, where Karoma went through one-on-one with Wes on the angle. It wasn't a great shot. Wes made a really good save, though, pushes it wide. That's in the 54th minute. So that was our warning, really. 58th minute, Danny Ward. It's an absolute beautiful curling strike into that far corner, away from Wes, and then back into that far corner. Wes, I would say no chance. I would say no chance. But I'll be honest, this goal doesn't happen if Basham doesn't do what he does. And Basham tonight had a bit of a mare for me, had a bit of a stinker. He did the same thing at least 2 times, if not 3 times, where the ball's coming into the striker and he's nipped round him to try and nick it off him, and then the striker's just turned away from him and is out of the game. Like, if Bash wants to be a starter, I'm not saying a starter next season. He's not going to be a starter next season unless NL picks up some sort of injury or something happens. He won't be a starter next season, but he needs to be using these games to show that he can. Well, we don't need any more right-sided centre backs or central centre backs or whatever, because Basham can do that job. But tonight, really, really poor. And the one for Danny Ward, where he killed it into the far corner, Basham on the left-hand side this time tries to nick in and tries to get round him and take the ball. Danny Ward just swivels him and then just curls it into the corner. Now, he had a lot to do, don't get me wrong, Danny Ward. But Basham shouldn't have let him do that. And then after that, we just lost all control, no creativity whatsoever. I think McAtee was probably the only player that really showed that he was trying to create stuff, but it didn't quite come off for him. Sander, I thought, was fantastic in the first half without us actually opening our account for the game. Second half, he seemed to get deeper and deeper and deeper, picking the ball up off the defenders deep, and then we were getting it out wide. A lot of wayward crosses, a lot of crosses from Fleck that didn't beat the first man. Quite a frustrating evening, to be honest. Not a lot else happened after that. 83rd minute, Baldock plays in an absolutely fabulous cross that gets cut back, but I couldn't see who it was that cut it back. But great ball in, lovely little cut back, just nobody there to finish it off, which was kind of the story of the game with the first half, with Jebo not being able to finish his dinner. But yeah, I think that's probably about it for me. I might jump into some comments now. I've only done 10 minutes, but I don't think you really want me to talk too much about this game, to be honest. I don't think Hecky for me shouldn't have brought Illiman off when he did. Illiman is our little bright shining star. And I almost think that when Illiman's not on the pitch, the players just lose all confidence and creativity. So yeah, we need him on the pitch for 90 minutes every game, Hecky. Um, I don't like that, Barry. Don't like that, mate. We've just helped a fellow Blade. Nah, Warnock really, really annoyed me with calling us Sheffield again. He needs to get a grip. I know he's trying to wind people up, but it's working. It is working, isn't it? But at the same time, it's just like it's a bit embarrassing. Like you're a Sheffield born lad, you're a Sheffield United fan, supposedly, and you're calling us Sheffield. Get away. No, Nick, tell it as it is. Absolutely throw it away. If there was ever a case for backhanders, that was it. Um, does anyone know if Anel was absent because of his wife giving birth? Possibly, possibly. To be honest, I don't even know. I don't think he was on the bench, or you wouldn't have said that. I didn't even look at the bench, to be honest. Where is it? It is, yeah, Koulibaly and Adam Davis, the only ones that didn't get off the bench. Could have played Koulibaly in there, to be fair. Might have given us a little bit more, bit more legs. It was a terrible game. I'm just glad there wasn't anything at stake. Andrew, I think that would have been a different game if there was something at stake, to be honest. Do you know what? I'll say this. I'll say this. Yeah, Mohammed, you're absolutely right. That's why I caveated it at the start with nobody's going to like this. The thing is, I've seen a few people say, because I obviously met some of the players at the Player of the Year awards. I've seen a lot of people say that, oh, you're not gonna give them grief, or you're not going to criticize them or whatever. I'm still going to do it. Like this is my hobby, but also a little bit of a second job. And I'm not just going to be nice about people when they've not had a good game. Like I've met McBurney, absolutely love McBurney. He was a fantastic, fantastic bloke, but he didn't have a good game tonight. Jebo didn't have a good game tonight. Sharpe didn't get anywhere near the ball. Not saying that's necessarily his fault, because at his age and his part of his career, he's waiting for that chance, and it was nowhere near him. Nowhere. Nobody got the ball anywhere near Sharp tonight. I don't even know if he had a touch. Towards the end of that game, I was looking at FootMob trying to find out if Billy Sharp had a touch, and I didn't know if there was a stat like that. But I don't remember Billy having a touch, to be honest. Let us know if he did. Yes, he was. His wife had a baby. Oh, that's great. If that's true, that is great. I fell asleep. What happened? We didn't miss much, Chris, to be honest. You didn't miss anything at all. You're not Barcelona. Get real. You're done good by drawing. What? There's so many things wrong in that sentence, Ron. So many things wrong. One thing that I will say though, guys, is the fact that if I was a Reading fan watching that game, because Reading fans and players and staff will have been watching that match tonight because they've been relegated tonight. So they will have been watching that hoping for a Blades win. And I just don't think we even tried in the second half. I just think it was a bit embarrassing. Like they must have been watching that thinking, come on, United, do it. And it just felt like we phoned it in. It really did. It was really, really disappointing, to be fair. I thought George had a good game, to be honest. I thought George played well. Egan, I loved watching Egan bring the ball out of defence. I loved it because even in the first half, second half, he was picking the ball up and he was driving straight through the middle. And I want to see more of that, to be fair, because no one expects it from Egan. Egan, I've said this a few times. I don't know if I've said it on here, but Egan was brought to Bramall Lane because Brentford did not deem him to be good enough on the ball. That's what I've been told anyway. And when he came to Bramall Lane, he wasn't great on the ball, to be honest, but he's got better and better and better. And I think he's one of our best ball playing defenders now. I really do think he is. And watching him bring the ball out of defence all the time, I want to see that because nobody expects it from the central centre back who's always at the back. So, yeah, very, very good from Egan tonight. I like to see that from him. Hopefully, we see more of that next season as well. When Illy and Jebba went off, it killed us. Billy's a spent force. I'm afraid Bash, Stevens, Fleck, and Norwood will not. To be honest, I didn't even realise that. We had Ender on, Fleck on, Norwood on. Ender and Fleck. Ender may have went off when Fleck came on, to be honest. But having all those of the old guard playing, that might be one of the reasons why we lost tonight, to be fair. Jebbo needs more experience. The Premiership will take him to bits. Possibly, possibly. The thing is, we're all guilty of recency bias, and Jebbo was fantastic against Preston. You need to remember that. But he wasn't good tonight. So yeah, he's gonna be good some games, not good some other games. He's played well earlier in the season, really, really well in games. Scored against Hull, and then I think we thought, yes, this is it. This is it for Jebbo. And then it didn't quite come off for him the next few games. And then he's on the bench and he's not been brought on again. I could see that if we had more of this season, I could see that happening again because he was fantastic against Preston when he came on. Not great tonight and had a few chances, especially that first one that he should have buried. I could see that. I can see that happening, to be fair. But it's going to keep happening. He's a young lad. He's learning. I think he'll be good for the Blades. He just needs to finish his chances when he gets the chance. Hecky and Warnock shook hands before the game, not after. I don't think that's the thing. Let's not say that, David. Let's not say that. Blades never turned up tonight at all. Huddersfield were fantastic. Well, they got 3 points, didn't they? I don't think Huddersfield were fantastic. I think they were a lot better going forward in the second half. They were good going forward in the second half, but that's because we were pushing so many men forward trying to score. But to say that we were pushing men forward and getting caught on the break, we didn't really create anything at all, did we? Other than that bulldog ball into the box that I said earlier on. If I was Reading, I'd put an investigation in, and I'm a Blade. Yeah, Peter, you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. I'm not saying that happened for a second. It definitely didn't. But at the same time, we were rubbish and did not try and score a goal at all. Sorry, but Bash was awful tonight. So was Norwood. I don't know. I don't agree with Norwood being rubbish, to be honest. Him and Sander seemed to run the game in the first half. Second half, Norwood got brought off early, I believe. I think it was quite early. So I don't wear that. I don't wear that Norwood. Oh, sorry, 67th minute, he wasn't brought off too early. But I don't think Norwood was particularly bad tonight. I don't remember him doing anything bad. But yeah, Bash had a few stinkers, didn't he? We got bullied in the second half. Sharp, Fleck, Stevens, Basham shouldn't be playing for us next season. That is Justin's comment, not my comment necessarily. Need some new players for next season. Get rid of Deadwood. Yeah, Eamon, you're absolutely right, mate. I do think that, but it doesn't sound like that's what's going to happen from what Hickey said. Get rid of Fotheringham, Basham, Fleck, Lowe, Norwood. They've been carried all season. Not sure if I believe that, Philip, mate, but let us know what you think. I always want these comments in because what I think might not necessarily be what everybody else thinks. I might be in a minority. So, yeah, keep them coming. We don't care about Gibbs White. I heard about that. I didn't like that, Kieran, to be honest. I didn't like that song. Like, Gibbs White, why would he not go to Forest when Wolves had accepted a bid and he's going to get paid a load of money and it's not too far away from kind of the Wolves, the Wolverhampton area. So yeah, I don't disagree with the move at the time. So yeah, I think it's a bit harsh on him, to be fair. It just a crap night, lads. To be fair, that absolutely sums it up, Chris. It really does. 19 minutes I've been speaking, and Chris, you have just summed it up in a few words. I'll read this from Philip. Say what you like. That was a dishonourable thing to do. Hecky should be ashamed just because we are up. What about Reading fighting? Well, we've just sent them down. To be fair, Reading have been rubbish for a long time. They were top of the league at one point. I know they've had a points deduction. But how do you go from top of the league, winning games week in, week out, to getting relegated? They've been really bad as well, but I do somewhat agree. Tactical masterclass from Warnock against an unmotivated Blades team. I don't know. I don't know if it's a tactical masterclass from Warnock. I think keeping them up, period, was a tactical masterclass from Warnock. However, this game, I don't wear that Warnock's been like outthought Hecky. I just think the players were on the beach already. Hecky made some poor substitutions at poor times, and yeah, it was they just scored a really good goal. But saying that, I was watching that game thinking, I can't see anyone scoring in this game. It has to be something special, and it was. Bang on, just crap night after dozens of great ones. Too right, too right. Chin up, Blade Runner, absolutely chin up. Blades are in the Premier League next season. Tomorrow's another day. We've had a fantastic run. We've gone up. I think we can excuse it. Yeah, absolutely. One more from Paul. Wonderful strike from Ward, but he would not have gotten the shot away if he was marked by Egan or Anel. Bash is a legend. Yeah. Oh, one more from Simon. Simon's legend. Just joined, so not sure what I missed, but 100% agree, Nick. So you've not seen any of it, but you agree with me. I like that, Simon. I like that a lot. It was not as much what we did as much as what we did or didn't do. Completely agree. We did nothing in this game. We were really, really poor after the halftime whistle. I thought we were good in the first half, though. I think we're going to leave it there. We've done 21 minutes. I didn't particularly enjoy watching or talking about that game. So let's chalk it off as the Blades were on the beach. Hopefully, they'll turn up for the Birmingham game, win it, so that we can at least finish on a win, 3 points, and hopefully 2 or 3 goals. That'd be nice. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. If you would like to leave a like on the video before you leave, I would really, really appreciate it. Have you come down from Cloud9 VIP, Nick? Tonight I have. To be honest, as you probably know already, I've been talking about this constantly. My missus is sick of me talking about meeting the players and stuff like that. It was an incredible moment. But yeah, it's time to stop talking about it now. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Leave a like on it before you go. Also, after the live, if you're still watching this right now, well done. But leave a comment as well. Let us know what you thought about this game, and we will see you very, very soon for another match preview. Thank you very much. See you next time.